Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into my channel, and let me just say that if you tuned into my channel today, you are a freaking real one because I haven't uploaded any content in 7 months. Life has been life, and it is hard to make YouTube content. I'm not gonna lie, but I wanted to get this last minute New Year's Eve look up for you guys. If you are invited out somewhere at the very last second and you have no idea how to do your makeup and no idea what to wear, keep on watching this video. And of course, before you leave, don't forget to subscribe. If you do subscribe, it will motivate me to upload more content. But without further ado, let's get into it. Last minute plans are stressful. Whew. Jesus, I'm stressed. A really good quick go-to look for New Year's Eve is a gold eyeshadow, because every palette has a gold eyeshadow in it, and a red lip. You can get a red lipstick anywhere. So here we go. I like to start off by priming my eyelids with concealer first. I really don't like to use eyelid primer. I think it's a waste of money. But the concealer that I'm using is the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Waterproof Concealer in the shade Dark. And this thing is running out. Oh my gosh, when I tell you I am like scraping the bottom of the barrel, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. So then I'm just going to pat that out with a beauty blender. And the palette that I'm actually going to use is the Morphe Dare to Create palette, which is pretty old, but it has some good go-to colors in it. And I'm really just going to stay in this general area because those are my safe colors. And when you're in a rush, you need safe colors. If you're looking for a tutorial on exactly where I place the shadows, I have some older videos floating around where you can really learn about the placement and the technique and why I'm using what I'm using. But since this was gonna be a what I learned in 2018 / a quick get ready for New Year's Eve look, I am going to hold off on the exact placement of things. I'll try to briefly explain as much as possible, but for the most part, we are gonna do our makeup and we're gonna talk about 2018. All right, so the first thing, and I think the most important thing that I learned in 2018 was that I can actually eat healthy without cheating. Any other time that I have been on any kind of diet / lifestyle change, I have always just caved in and like had a bad moment where I just binged on anything and everything. But if you have been following me, you know that at the beginning of 2018, I did the Whole30 program. And instead of doing it for 30 days, I actually did it for 90 days. So Whole30, no sugar, no grains, no dairy, no beans, no gluten, no preservatives at all, like none at all. But I did it for 90 days, held out the whole 90 days. And I just never knew that that was something that I would be able to do until I actually did it. Like the thought of having no sugar was crazy to me. Like anybody that knows me knows that I am a candy freak. Like I will eat candy every single day. But the fact that I proved to myself that I could do it and I could actually make a positive, healthy lifestyle change was just the confidence boost that I needed, not only to show myself that I could diet, but I needed to show myself that I could do something without giving up. Because I feel like everything that I've ever done besides makeup, I've just kind of let it like fall by the wayside and not necessarily gave up, but my interest waned, or I was like, this is a little bit too hard. This is just not what I want for my life right now. But Whole30 was the very first thing that I did that I actually stuck to, didn't cheat, didn't deviate from it. So anybody that feels like, yo, I just cannot, like this healthy lifestyle thing is just not for me, I promise it is. Like if I could do it, a freaking monkey could do it, I promise. So if I can find some good before and after pictures, I will show you. Now, since it's the holiday, I have been eating, well, actually, who am I kidding? I've been eating whatever I want since like September, but I definitely did fall off a little bit, not too much, but I definitely fell off just a little bit towards the end of this year, but I am doing another Whole30 in January. So if you want to see documentation from that again, just let me know. down in the comment section. Following Whole30, what I also learned is that balance, like a balanced diet, and by balance, I don't mean like 4 ounces of greens, 4 ounces of meat. Like, I don't mean that. Balance as in you can eat what you want, but also eat what you need and not go way off track. Like, after Whole30, I had to kind of learn what balance meant. I will be honest and say that I will probably not do another Whole30 for 90 days ever again, because it just created like a really unhealthy mindset. For me, if I had oatmeal, I would feel like, oh my gosh, I'm sinning because I'm eating oatmeal right now. And really, it's not that oatmeal is horrible for you. It's just what you couldn't have on the program. But because I did it for 90 days and it was like beat into my head that you cannot have this, you cannot have that, I was just like, oh my gosh, I ate a bowl of oatmeal. Like, let me go make myself throw up, which I didn't, but I was just so obsessed with like, oh my gosh, I'm doing something wrong. So I probably won't do it for 90 days again. I'll probably do it for 60 at max, because my favorite food is pepperoni pizza. And that's just not something that I was willing to give up for the rest of my life. So I found my pepperoni pizza slash actual food that's good for me balance, and I'm in a good place. Aside from health and really just talking like lifestyle, another thing that I learned in 2018 was how to save money. Now, let me back up. So my spending habits, and I'm still working on them, but my spending habits were absolutely atrocious. Like, when I tell you, I'm an impulsive person in general, so I am a super impulsive shopper. So when I see something in the store that I like, I feel like I can't stop thinking about it until I get it, which that's like a real life problem now that I say it out loud. But when I see it, I want it, and I'll try to leave it alone. Like, I'll try to not buy it. But when I leave the store, I have like this empty feeling in me that makes me feel like I need to have what I want, and I want it right now. And really, it was because I'm a void filler. I'm sorry, like I am. And full disclosure, like, I used things like shoes and clothes and whatnot and makeup. Like, I use that to fill the void of being single, because sometimes being single is great and it's like, oh my gosh, I have the freedom, I have the flexibility to do what I want. But there are also times where it can get lonely. And like, I've dated this year, and I use that term loosely. Like, I've talked to 3 people this year, and when it ended, I would go to the store and get me something that wouldn't disappoint me like they did. Okay. But one of my goals this year was to take a vacation. And I know that taking a vacation to some people is like, all right, well, just save the money up and take a vacation. It's really not that hard. But for me, it was that hard, because when I tell you, I was addicted to shopping. Like, I feel like I still kind of am, but when I tell you it was a real live addiction, like, I felt like I had to buy something every single day. And if that meant that something was going to get paid a couple days late, then that's just what it meant. But I really wanted to be an experience chaser and not an object chaser, this year. So I made it a point to, and it probably took me June, July, August, September, probably took me like 3 months to save up, but I saved up for 2 vacations, one in September and one in October. And I know, again, that sounds so simple, like, all right, you just save up for a vacation. It's not a big deal. But for me, that was a huge deal. Because for 3 months, I didn't buy anything that I didn't need. I was discount shopping. Like, when I tell you I was on point with the budget, I was on point with the budget. Now, again, at the end of the year, it fell off a little bit because I started to transform my apartment. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. But for me to save up money, like money that I'm not touching to go on vacation, was a big deal. It's something that I never thought I could do because I just did not know how to shake the feeling of wanting things. Like, how do you just not want something? Like, I don't I don't understand that concept, but I wanted the experience more than I wanted the things. So I saved up money to go to Vegas in September and New Orleans in October, which New Orleans is and always will be jumping. Like, that's my favorite place in the world. And I actually went twice this year. I went once for work and then once for my own pleasure. I went to New Orleans for Halloween, which was banging. And actually, I'll insert a clip here. Banging, I tell you. I've learned in, wanting to book these trips for myself that you're going to be fine without the shoes. And even if it feels like you're not going to be fine without the shoes, realizing how temporary that satisfaction is just makes you not want to do it anymore. Now, again, after I came back from my vacations, my next big project was changing my apartment. So there are some things where I'm like, yo, I just want that. Like, I'm sorry, I just want it. But I emphasize the term try. But I try not to just be a splurger and a binger where I am filling a feeling rather than getting something that I actually want or actually need. Something that I learned about other people's behavior this year is that just because people don't vocalize your progress or bring it to your attention all the time does not mean that they are not watching. Like, I promise you, there are people whose pride is just too big to tell you that they see what you're doing and that you're doing a good job, but people are actually watching. Like, and whether it's for the good or for your bad, people are definitely watching you. So we live in such a world where, if you don't comment and if you don't like my picture, that means that, you don't like me or whatever I posted or whatever I represent. But I promise you, that is so not true. Like, you would be surprised who you're influencing by doing what you're doing. So don't let a lack of vocalization about your progress make you feel like you're not doing something right or that you're not doing enough. And that's a big thing that hit me in 2018 is that I just felt like following people on social media, like seeing people that do makeup full time, and I'm like, yo, I'm still working a full-time job and balancing being a freelance makeup artist. Like, why can't I just be a freelance makeup artist? I just felt like I wasn't doing enough. But you also have to remember that people post the best moments of their lives. Like, no one's gonna post a picture of them some people do, but that's none of my business. But for the most part, people are sharing their best moments with you. They're not sharing their tears with you. They're not sharing their struggles with you. So when you go to compare yourself to somebody else, you just have to remember that the same behind the scenes struggles that you have are the same behind the scenes struggle that other people have. And everybody does have a different struggle and a different journey and different path. However, what's meant for you, I promise, by the grace of God, is going to be for you. So just because somebody else's timeline is, they're getting married at 29 or 30, or it's most times earlier, just because they're getting married earlier than you, just because they're getting promoted earlier than you, just because they're taking vacations earlier than you, does not mean that those things are not meant for you. But you have to learn things in seasons. And if you do things out of season, you mess up future seasons. Whoo, child, let me tell you, that's something that I learned in 2018. One thing that I do want to note about the makeup is that make sure your face is primed, because if you're going to be going out and having a good time, you want to make sure that your makeup is going to last all night. I have combination skin, so the primer that I used is, don't judge the packaging because it's dirty, is the NARS Pour and Shine primer. It's messy. Another thing that I learned, and it took me a while to learn this, but I used to be so embarrassed that I wasn't a full-time makeup artist, but I identify myself as a makeup artist, and I don't identify myself primarily as what I do full-time. By the way, I just added some wing liner because I feel like for New Year's Eve, you definitely need a wing liner. So the concept here is gold lid, smoky eye. But yeah, I used to be super embarrassed that I wasn't a full-time makeup artist, and that mentality came from doing network marketing. I'm just drying off my lashes. That mentality came from doing network marketing, and the mentality that was passed down was that in order for people to believe in you, you have to make them believe that you are ahead in life or you have more than them in order for them to believe in what you're selling or believe in what you're doing, when that is absolutely not the truth. Like, I have found that in network marketing, when I tried to portray that I was further ahead than I was, I got way less support than when for 4 years ago, I started doing makeup and I was like, look, here's where I'm at. This is my journey. This is my dream. Like, I found that more people respected the starting from the bottom than, oh my gosh, look at everything that I have. But I say all that to say that for a while, I was like, well, I'm not a full-time makeup artist. Like, are people even going to believe in this dream and believe in this journey? And also, that comes from following other people on social media. Like, again, when you see people's highlight reels, it makes you feel like you are not doing enough. It makes you feel like God is not blessing you as much as he's blessing other people. It really makes you feel like God is not blessing you as much when the people that you're looking at, you know that they don't live the same, like, lifestyle that you live. Like, yo, I know that's a grimy person. Like, how are they getting everything that they get? But like I said before, your journey is for you, your path is for you, and your season is for you. So I know that I will reach a season of full-time makeup artistry, and that's fine if it didn't happen in 2018. I just have to keep believing every year, every month, every single day that that year, month, or day could be my year, month, or day. All right, so I had a lash crisis. Another thing that I learned about myself in 2018 is that I need to be a little bit stronger emotionally before I get into a relationship. Because the people that I talked to this year, good guys for the most part, but the people that I talked to this year, like, when it ended, my emotional response did not match. It's like funny to talk about now, but when I tell you I was breaking down like somebody was in a casket, like, if you don't calm down. So I just need to find a way to strengthen my emotions and really be a little bit stronger as a person before I jump into a relationship, and even before I jump into dating, because when I tell you, I catches feelings, and that comes along with getting older and being single when I'm older. But your girl can catch some feelings in a second. I need to learn how to get a better filter, I guess, if you will, when I'm selecting. And then I need to learn how to move things slowly, because again, for the 89th time, social media will have you believe that you're not far enough along in your life. And most people that I know at 29 are in relationships, if not married, with kids. I don't want no kids yet though. But most people, that's where most people are at in life. So by the time I get a relationship, I'm like, ooh, is this it? Is this a time? But really, I need to strengthen myself a little bit more. And I want to continue to grow my business. I'm not, exactly where I want to be in my life. So there's some work that I have to do before I bring somebody else in to share that with. These lashes make me want to punch somebody in the face. My foundation. So now that my lashes are on, I am using my all-time favorite foundation, which I just got a brand new bottle yesterday after being out for a long time, is the Lancome Teint Idole. They used to, when I first bought it, they called it the 24-hour foundation, but I think it's like ultra wear foundation. They must have found out that it didn't last for 24 hours. But Teint Idole is my freaking jam. Like, when I tell you this is my ride or mother freaking die foundation, I love it. Then I'm just gonna pat it out with a beauty blender. And can I just give honorable mention to the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer? When I tell you, this is a Tarte Shape Tape dupe. Like, if you didn't get this concealer yet, you are sleeping. Like, this joint is everything. And it's like, it's either $7 or $9, I can't remember, but ain't nobody got time to always be paying $30 for some Tarte Shape Tape. Makeup Revolution is the real MVP when it comes to a Tarte Shape Tape dupe. And then to contour, I'm also going to use the Makeup Revolution foundation stick. And I have just been a fan of cream contouring and then setting it with powder lately. I don't do it on my clients as much, but I definitely do it on myself. So I'm not a fan of baking at all because I just want to go on the record and say that I think it's pointless. Don't kill me, don't at me. But I do like setting my setting powder with a sponge. And just as a reminder, the setting powder that you use, make sure it has no flashback. The setting powder that I'm using is a mixture of the RCMA No Color Powder with the Graftobian Banana Powder. And make sure that you're set if you're gonna be sweating or staying out all night. You want to make sure that you're good to go. There's something in my eye and it's killing me. Now I'm just going to set that cream contour. Then the only time that I will bake, but not for like making my makeup last longer, but only to sharpen out that line, I will bake along my jawline just to make my contour a little bit sharper, because when you're posing in your New Year's Eve pictures, you need to look snatched. My eyebrows right now need Jesus, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill them in. Okay, so I hate my eyebrows, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. A lesson that I didn't really expect to learn was how much throwing things away and creating the living space that you actually want. Like, I never saw the power in that. This month, I have been like super focused on creating the living space that I want. Like, I just finished my bedroom. And my living room is under construction, and then this room that I'm actually filming in, I'm actually going to turn it into a salon room, so that when I have clients, it looks like a legit salon rather than a room that I just threw a bunch of makeup in. This will probably be the room that takes the longest, which is okay because I really do want it to look how I envision it. But the power of throwing things out is so amazing. Like, when I tell you, and I can't explain it, I don't know why it works out like this, but throwing things away and just really evaluating what you do and do not use just feels so amazing, because by the time you get rid of all that stuff, you literally feel lighter as a person. You feel like you have less of a burden. You feel like you accomplished something. You feel like things are just a little bit more in order, and it is just an amazing feeling that, and it sounds so stupid, like throw stuff away and decorate your apartment and organize it how you want, but it is just an amazing feeling. Like, I cannot describe it. The first step that I took when I was redoing my apartment is throwing things away and just realizing how much stuff you do not use that you think you use is crazy. Like, there's so much stuff that literally I was just holding on to for no reason. And when I got rid of it, I just felt like I could think clearer. I felt like I had more space to move around, which I really did. Like, it gave me more space to think creatively about what I was doing. Side note, when you're going out for New Year's Eve, highlighter is not an option. Your cheekbones better be glowing like a freaking disco ball, and I will take nothing less than that. So I like to put my highlighter on my cheekbones, brow bone, bring it up to my forehead, tip of my nose, bridge of my nose, on the Cupid's bow, and then on the chin. And then what I'll do is take my beauty blender and really just pat that in so it doesn't look so laid on, because you need to be glowing for NYE. All right, so waterline is lined. Now it's time to add some drama to the lower lash line. And if you don't already add anything to your lower lash line, I highly suggest doing it, especially for New Year's Eve, just because I'm a fan of drama in your makeup for New Year's Eve, and it just adds that simple touch of drama. So start out with the same colors that you used in your crease and then build it up. But back to the creating the space that I want, like, I just love coming home to a space that just fits me. It makes me feel good about being home. It makes me feel at peace. Like, if I've had a long day, it just feels so good to come home and love the stuff that's there. Lips. And a red lipstick that ain't going nowhere on New Year's Eve is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. And the shade is called Pioneer, but it's red. All right, so the face is done. Now we need to get the outfit in check. Let me just say that I finished my makeup this morning at 11 a.m. It is now 9 o'clock at night because I was waiting for my couch all day. It finally came, but they were behind on the delivery schedule, so anyway, all is well. That ends well. That better not happen to anyone on New Year's Eve. So, with a gold eye and a red lip, I feel like just small, simple gold jewelry is bomb with your look. So I just put on this ring right here, which is a little bit more of a statement ring, this simple ring, and then this bracelet here. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember where I got any of this jewelry from, so I just apologize in advance, but simple, simple, simple gold pieces are bomb with gold eyeshadow looks. Also, if you have just one all black outfit, use that, because with your red lip and your gold accessories, your black outfit is about to be popping. So I have on this jumper, which is from Charlotte Russe. I got it in New Orleans, not when I went for Halloween, when I went for work, but I got this in New Orleans. It was 20 bucks at the time, but it's just an all black keyhole in the chest area. It does have cutouts on the side, so it adds like that little for New Year's Eve if you're trying to get chose, you know, you never know. But since it has a nice high neckline, I don't have to worry about accessorizing my neck at all because that's already taken care of with this neckline. But with a gold eyeshadow, a quick red lip, some gold accessories, and an all black outfit, your New Year's is about to be on and poppin' at the last minute. So once again, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I'm so excited for 2019. I hope that everyone that watches this has a safe and awesome new year. I hope that you guys set some awesome freaking goals for 2019 and that you absolutely crush every single one of them. If you're going out, make sure that you're safe. If you're staying in, make sure that you're productive with your New Year's Eve. Take this New Year's Eve to sit down and plan some goals so you can get January 1st pop in as soon as your feet hit the ground. So of course, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the next video.